Bro, look at this heat. Yo, it is 96 degrees out here, but thank God I got the AC on because, bro, it's too damn hot. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Trev, and I'm back with another video. Another video on this hot-ass day, this hot, toasty-ass day. Beard coming clean, growing back. I'm getting back from this military shit. And I wanted to make a quick video for you guys because I have the performative polo on. And if you guys don't know what the performative polo is, it's basically the polo that I wear when I'm a stooge and I have to look professional to fit in my corporate ass job. But I got this polo on and I wanted to talk about this certain topic because as a Celtics fan, this topic is near and dear to my heart. And I felt the need to speak on it because for years I've been watching this guy ball out, and that's my boy Jaylen Brown. I've been watching him ball out, and it saddened me, bro. It saddened me that he got traded to the Sixers because he was really cooking this year. Even though a lot of people were saying, oh, the Celtics were better without him on the floor, I thought he did pretty good as the solo star with Tatum being injured, and I felt he deserved another year with us as a duo because he really did his thing, and, it just was a down season, but I think the Celtics felt the other way, and not for the reasons you think, because it wasn't his on-the-court performance. It was the fact that he was starting to speak out, and then they labeled him too smart for his own good, smarter than the executives, the smartest guy in the room, and that's just like hidden agenda talk, basically, when people feel that you don't fit the status quo or what they're going for, because Jaylen Brown is a very smart dude. He went to Cal Berkeley. He's in the chess club. He did a lot of different things, and I've heard him speak several times on YouTube. So he's a very smart dude, and, he's very humble, too. Like, he's humble about it. He could be more braggadocious if he wanted to be, because he is a very intelligent guy. And I think he got a internship to NASA at some point. But people are saying, like, he's a jerk, and they're throwing all these things around his way, saying he didn't have a good relationship with Tatum. And quite frankly, that stuff is not true, in my opinion, because one thing I noticed about the media is when you don't fit their mold for something and you don't fit their agenda, they'll put certain things on you and they'll try to make you look bad and make you look like the problem child when that's not necessarily the case. Because, dude, he's like a smart guy, but it's like they're trying to say all these bad things about him that they haven't said for years. Like, years were going by where they said none of this stuff about him. But now all of a sudden, since he's more outspoken, since he's going on Twitch, he's showing more of his personality, now he's a problem child. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that we're having this discussion and he got traded for basically pennies just because he wants to, show more of his personality besides just saying all the right answers. And it reminds me of the situation back when Kyrie Irving was on the Brooklyn Nets and he started to speak out about certain topics. I'm not going to go into it because I'm not that type of YouTuber, but he started to speak out, and then all of these people were starting to say he's a locker room cancer, he's this, and that, and this, and that. And I'm noticing a trend with certain athletes, how when they're a little bit smarter than the average, jock or whatever, or the average dude, and they start to speak on things that are not necessarily basketball, they get this label put on them. And it's sad to see because dude is intelligent, bro. He's intelligent, and then people just want to bring him down. And I wish he stayed on the Celtics for the entirety of his career because him and Tatum, they were the duo. They won a championship together. And despite popular belief, I believe Jaylen Brown is the star. Even though Tatum's my favorite player, Jaylen Brown is the star. He won the Finals MVP for our championship run, not Tatum. And it just goes to show you, people could flip on you on a dime when they don't like what you have to say. And people got to understand that just because you're different than other people doesn't mean you should be blackballed, doesn't mean you should be labeled a certain way in the media. It doesn't mean you should have your career hold. Now, I'm hoping for the best because the Sixers is his opportunity to prove that he's the main guy, that he's the star, because Joel Embiid, his injured ass will always be off the court, and all of the other players around there, I can't even tell you who the starting five are for the Sixers. But Jaylen Brown, he has this chance to basically be the main guy, the star, and I see him having a similar run to how James Harden had when he was on the Houston Rockets, because now it's his show. He can do what he wants. He can be the leader he wants. He can be the alpha dog in the room. Because as a Celtics fan, I always felt that him and Tatum were sharing like the spotlight, It's kind of like a Shaq and Kobe kind of thing, and they were like a dynamic duo. But now both of them have an opportunity to be the alpha dog, and it's time to see who's really the best, who's really the better of the two. And honestly, I wish they would have stayed together forever, but that's just not how the cookie crumbled. But it's like just because he's intelligent doesn't mean he should be labeled a certain way. And I'm noticing that trend, and that trend needs to stop, because when more people start speaking up about things more than basketball, more than sports, more than bread and circus, then that's when the world gets better, because we have these real dialogues, we have these real conversations, and we start to grow as an individual species. Because a lot of people in today's world, they're just NPCs. They just say what they hear. They don't research anything. They don't look into things, and they don't really have an opinion. They just say, oh, I'm gonna go with the most popular opinion. And I'm of the mindset of, you got to be a free thinker. You got to be independent. And regardless of what happens to him, I support dude, because he stood up for what was right. He stood up for what he believed in. He didn't back down on all these talks, and he showed his intellect, bro. He showed his intellect, and I try to be like that too. And when you're like a certain way in life, you have to navigate certain circles. You got to talk a certain way, and you have to kind of do what you got to do to get by in life. But, you know, I respect anybody who stands up for what they believe in, because I'm going through the same shit. I'm gonna be real with you. I gotta be performative. I gotta be fake professional. I gotta wear this polo, and that's not necessarily me. Some of this stuff that is put in place for us is like, it keeps us down in a sense, but it also keeps us professional and grounded. Because, you know, I'm not like a hood dude like that, to where I talk out of turn and do things like that. But a lot of people look at me that way. But I'm actually an intelligent guy. You know, I have my degree. I'm in the military. I'm in the federal government. And I can speak well of myself and give my opinion and articulate myself in a way that's, you know, some people would think, oh, you think you're the smartest person in the room. But it's like, no, that's not the case. I'm just being myself, expressing myself the way that I should. And Jaylen Brown's like that too, because he's a smart guy. But I wanted to speak on this topic. I hope things work out for the best for him, because honestly, hell of a player, great years with the Celtics, and he deserves way more than what he got. And that's just my opinion. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you guys would like to see me cover any future sports topics, because I do like to yap about a lot of things, but I really, really love to yap about sports. So, you know, that's all I have to really say on it. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay cool in this weather, because, bro, it's hot as hell. It's hotter than Satan's ass out here. But, you know, I'm going to make it work regardless. But anyway, y'all have a great day, and I'm out.